We come across a lot of experiences on the road that are memorable to us, and
Dash Crofts, the gentle soul and iconic voice behind the legendary 70s duo Seals and Crofts, has sadly passed away at the age of 87. His departure on Thursday, March 26, 2026, was confirmed by longtime producer Louis Shelton. Tragically, Dash died from complications following heart surgery, marking the end of a beautiful era in American music. Dash's remarkable journey began in 1958 with the Champs, but it was in 1969 that he formed the historic partnership with Jim Seals, reaching the pinnacle of fame in 1972 with the timeless anthem Summer Breeze. Together, they earned 2 Grammy nominations and multiple gold records, defining the yacht rock sound that became the soundtrack of our lives. Behind the fame, Dash faced a profound personal turning point. After years of being physically drained by the harsh, hard rock scene, and he courageously chose to reinvent himself, seeking spiritual relief in the breezier, softer harmonies that touched our souls. Despite the group's split in 1983, Dash's resilience led to a triumphant return with reunions in 1991 and 2004, along with his deeply personal solo album Today in 1998. Now, Dash has finally reunited with his musical brother, Jim Seals, who passed in 2022. He leaves behind a legacy of peace, faith, and a summer breeze that will never stop blowing through the memories of those who loved him.
I know a lot of actors, and, just look in their eyes. They try to be happy.
Chuck Norris, the legendary action hero and the beloved face of Walker, Texas Ranger, has tragically passed away at the age of 86. His family heartbreakingly confirmed his peaceful departure yesterday morning, March 19, 2026, following a sudden medical emergency at his home in Hawaii. Chuck's cinematic rise began in 1972 facing Bruce Lee, but he truly became a global icon in 1993 as Cordell Walker. For 8 seasons and over 200 episodes, he served as a steadfast beacon of justice on American television, a contribution recognized with the prestigious Golden Boot Award in 2001 for his legendary work in the Western genre. But his greatest victory was personal. Born a bullied, shy child, Chuck used martial arts to mentally and emotionally rebuild himself into a world champion. After losing his brother in Vietnam in 1970, he channeled his grief into his art, and even as the world changed, he reinvented his legacy as a beloved internet icon in 2005, later making a triumphant return to the big screen in 2012 with The Expendables 2. He leaves behind a $70 million legacy and a life-changing mission through his Kickstart Kids Foundation, which has empowered over 110,000 children since 1990. As his peers and fans honor him today, we remember that Chuck didn't just walk among us. He made the darkness fade away through his courage. A true hero has gone home, but the legend of Chuck Norris is immortal.
Why is it I can't get it on with the good guys?
Valerie Perrine, the captivating screen icon and the unforgettable Eve Teschmacher of the original Superman films, has tragically passed away at the age of 82. Her soulmate, Stacey Souther, shared the heartbreaking news on Monday, March 23, 2026, confirming that Valerie passed away following a long and valiant battle with Parkinson's disease. Her journey from a Las Vegas showgirl to a cinematic star ignited in 1972 with Slaughterhouse-Five, reaching a breathtaking peak in 1974 with Lenny. Her performance was so profound, It earned her the Best Actress crown at Cannes and a prestigious Oscar nomination in 1975, before she became a worldwide treasure in 1978 as the witty, gold-hearted heroine in Superman. In her later years, as Parkinson's began to steal her mobility, Valerie remarkably reinvented her legacy through courage. As instead of retreating, she allowed her struggle to be documented in the 2019 film Valerie, turning her personal pain into a true inspiration for millions. She faced every hardship with a radiant smile and zero complaints, proving her spirit was truly indestructible. Today, we bid farewell to a woman who lived a magnificent life to the fullest. Her legacy of grace and grit remains in the hearts of every fan who remembers her light. Rest in peace, Valerie. Your unforgettable charm will shine on forever.
Plural type of profession?
Plural, it's even hard to say.
Okay, plural type of profession.
The Loneliest Summit. Tom Cruise and the Price of Perfection. A father's violent outbursts. The suffocating shame of a silent disability. 15 schools in 12 years, and a daughter who eventually chose a different name. These are the jagged shards of a life lived in the harshest shadows of Syracuse and Hollywood. Yet while the world watched the boy with the broken childhood vanish into the cracks of poverty, Tom Cruise did not just survive. He engineered a version of himself so impenetrable, so flawless, that the boy who was once mocked for being stupid became the most formidable architect of his own destiny. In 1974, while other 12-year-olds were skinning knees on playgrounds or lost in comic books, Tom was learning the cold mechanics of endurance. Instead of toys, he held the weight of his family's survival, working odd jobs to stay afloat while his father's shadow loomed like a predator. He didn't go to kindergarten to play, he went to school to fail, trapped behind the invisible wall of dyslexia that turned every textbook into a taunt. He once recalled the hollow ache of being a tool rather than a child, stating, "I was always the new kid with the wrong shoes, the one who didn't fit, the one they looked at and saw nothing." He was not being raised. He was being forged in a furnace of neglect, learning early that, in his world, if you weren't the one in control, you were the one being crushed. By 1981, the world saw the golden boy in Taps, but the mirror told a different story. Standing barely 5'7" in an industry that worshipped giants, Tom lived in a state of perpetual self-correction. He didn't just diet, but he starved his weaknesses. He didn't just rehearse, he interrogated his own reflection until the boy from Syracuse was buried under layers of calculated charm. Early in his career, a casting director once looked at his raw intensity and sneered that he was too intense, too short, too much of a risk. That insult became his fuel. He began to treat his body like a machine, grinding his bones through 18-hour days, his legs buckling under the weight of a discipline that bordered on psychosis. Behind the thick makeup and the blinding million-dollar smile, there was a man who felt he was only as good as his last stunt, a man who believed that to stop moving was to die. But as the 1990s approached, the control he fought so hard to gain was about to be surrendered to a force far more secretive than Hollywood. In 1984, as his father lay dying of cancer, Tom Cruise stood by a hospital bed in a desperate search for a late apology, a flicker of remorse for a decade of violence. He found nothing. His father died a coward, leaving Tom with a final chilling betrayal, the realization that some wounds never close, they only harden into armor. 2 decades later, in 2005, the industry that had worshipped him suddenly discarded him. After 14 years of absolute loyalty, Paramount Pictures severed ties, citing his unacceptable behavior on a talk show couch as a threat to their bottom line. In that moment, the world's biggest star was reminded of a brutal truth. He was not a human being to them. He was a commodified asset, a gear in a machine that would be replaced the second it started to grind. And behind the scenes of Mission Impossible, fallout. In 2017, the mask of the invincible hero finally cracked. When his ankle shattered against a concrete ledge during a jump, Tom didn't cry out. He pulled himself up and finished the take on a broken limb because the production schedule was worth more than his own flesh. By 2022, while Top Gun, Maverick was hailed as the savior of cinema, the man behind the pilot's mask remained a ghost. This is the life of a cinematic icon. Raw blisters hidden inside custom boots, ribs taped together before a red carpet, and a smile so perfectly rehearsed it has become a neurological reflex. He has been stripped of the right to be tired, the right to be weak, and the right to be real. The silence he maintains is not peace. It is a tactical withdrawal. And he learned early that to speak of pain is to lose control. And in his world, control is the only thing standing between him and the abyss of his childhood. Fame didn't buy safety. It bought a louder, more expensive silence. He traded the warmth of an ordinary life for the cold precision of a legend, only to find that at the summit, the air is too thin for love to breathe. But by 2024, the greatest cost was finally paid, not in blood or box office gold, but in the silence of an 18-year-old daughter who officially chose to drop his name forever. By 2024, the ripple effect of a lifetime of control reached its most silent, devastating shore. On her 18th birthday, the girl the world once knew as Suri Cruz stepped into a New York courtroom and emerged as Suri Noel. It wasn't just a legal filing. It was a formal eviction of a legacy. For Tom, time has not been a healer, but a cold instructor in the art of carrying weight. He has learned that you can master the complex physics of a Mach 10 fighter jet, but you cannot outrun the quiet, deafening atmospheric pressure of your own blood. In the sterile perfection of his Clearwater residence, the silence is no longer a temporary void. It is a permanent alteration of the soul. As of March 2026, the man who refused to land remains in a state of perpetual orbit. At 63, and his body is a map of surgical precision and old fractures that throb whenever the London rain sets in. While his ambitious collaboration with SpaceX was officially grounded by terrestrial logistics in late 2025, he has already pivoted with a terrifying resilience, completing a haunting, grounded performance in Iñárritu's Digger. He stands today as the only architect in history to maintain an unbroken decade of $100 million openings, a monument to sheer, exhausting will. He finds his peace now not in the applause, but in the mechanical ritual, the 4 a.m. workouts, the meticulously sent Christmas cakes, and the obsessive study of a craft that is the only thing that has never walked away from him. The truth is a jagged pill. He didn't just lose a family. He exchanged a home for a temple of discipline, where the only God is the next frame. The machine is still humming. The smile is still flawless, but the scars are the only thing that's real. He doesn't run to win anymore. He runs because if he stops, the ghost of the boy from Syracuse might finally catch up. He has conquered the sky, only to realize that at the very summit, there is no one left to wave back.